Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Macon-Bibb County Board of Commissioners pre-commission meeting. We are happy that all of you are here today. Today is Tuesday, July the 21st, and the time is approximately 4:30. And we'd like to begin our meeting here with a call to order, which I'm doing now. And we have people that are watching at home, so welcome all those that can hear us and some of you that can see us today. We're going to start with the approval of the minutes. This is the approval of the minutes that we had back on June the 16th, 2026 pre-commission meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes, please? A motion by Commissioner Stewart, a second by Commissioner Cato. Any other further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and we sent the consent agenda. We do have an update on the Macon-Bibb County Comprehensive Plan. This is an update, not necessarily anything we'll be voting on today, but it's going to be a planning and zoning presentation of the Macon-Bibb County Comprehensive Plan. And Mr. Gregory Brown is here to present that, sir, if you may come forward. If you don't mind speaking into that microphone there and telling everybody at home who you are, what you do, before you begin your presentation, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Gregory L. Brown, Planning Director with the Macon-Bibb County Planning and Zoning Commission. And today we are here to update you all on the comprehensive plan update that Macon-Bibb County Planning and Zoning Commission is updating. And this is on behalf of Jeffrey Ruggieri, our Executive Director, and the Macon-Bibb County Planning and Zoning Commission. Next slide. Macon-Bibb County Planning and Zoning Commission, we're in the process of updating the county's comprehensive plan, which is a long-range guide for growth and development that will shape how we live, how we work, how we travel, and how we invest in our community over the next 20 to 30 years. And we have a focus on the next 5 years. The comprehensive plan answers 3 big questions. Where are we now? Where do we want to go? And how do we get there? So when it comes to comprehensive plans, community input is essential to ensure the plan reflects local priorities, needs, and goals. Next slide. And from here, I'll let you know what we have done from September 2025 to the present. From September 2025 to January 2026, the comprehensive plan update began with a kickoff meeting, and that meeting was held on Monday, September 29th, 2026, between the consulting team, Planning and Zoning, and TSW. Then we held a first official public meeting. That meeting was held on Monday, November 10th from 1:30 p.m., and that was held at our Macon-Bibb County P&Z office. And then we held an opening night community meeting. That meeting was held Thursday, January 22nd, 2026 at 6:00 p.m. And we had approximately 50 attendees at that meeting. We also launched a survey, a community survey, and that survey closed on April 2nd, 2026. And we received approximately 153 responses. Throughout the process, we've been holding steering committee meetings, and we've held at least 7 steering committee meetings. And the steering committee meeting comprised of about 40 to 50 members, and they are used to help guide the preparation of the comprehensive plan and to provide technical assistance. The committee includes interested citizens, elected officials and appointed officials, neighborhood organization representatives, special interest group, local government staff, and business owners. And so from February 2026 through October 26, this particular time frame is going to be focused on element development, and this is going to be trying to gather public input, and then we'll delve deeper into the topics that will help shape the plan. The topics of the comprehensive plan are transportation, and we held a community meeting on that, which was held on March 19th at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. Another element of the comprehensive plan is economic development and quality of life. We've held a community meeting on that. That was Thursday, May 14th at Davis Village in the Family Investment Center. And the housing element, we're going to consult the 2050 housing assessment and forecast study that was recently completed for the county. And that housing study was done by RKG and Associates. So next slide. What we really need your assistance, county commissioners. We're planning to hold 9 community meetings throughout the county from the time frame August 24th through October 30th. And we have some dates. If you go to the next slide, you can see the dates that we have listed for the land use meetings that we're planning to have. And we're looking to have those meetings in the evenings from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Also, another outreach activity that we're looking to host, they're called Meeting in a Box. These are some outreach activities that will allow anyone to share ideas in a way that is comfortable for their schedule. Families can host them, friends can host them, youth, community groups, and so forth. And so we have a website, www.makingithappenplan.com, and it's a website dedicated for the comprehensive plan update. And we really just would like the commissioners' support in this for the land use element of our comprehensive plan, because we want to make sure that we reach the broader community and scheduling meetings in each of your districts so that we can get the input that we need for the land use development. And for more information, my contact information is listed in the presentation, and I can be available for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Brown, for being here in that presentation, and we'll make sure that everyone has the information to connect you. We do have 2 quick questions from you. First from Commissioner Cato, and we'll follow that up with Commissioner Stewart.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. Got a couple of questions. On the housing element, it says we will consult the 2050 housing needs assessment. That study, how did you all do that study? And who did you, I know you said another company did it, but how did they do it? Did they hand them out? Did they mail them out? Did they have to go online? So how did they do that study?
Yeah, so the study, we consulted with RKG and Associates, and that study kicked off last year, I think. I can't remember the exact date, but we had several working group committee member meetings, also a number of community engagement meetings, and it's just completed June 2026. So we at Planning and Zoning, we are reviewing it to make sure it says what it's supposed to say. The consultants who produced it, they're looking to do a virtual presentation to our P&Z commissioners at one of their meetings in August. And so I hope that answered your question.
Okay, and the meetings that are coming, that you all have the dates for August the 24th, 26th, and so on, is that going to be in person, by Zoom, and where are you trying to have them at?
Yeah, so those will be in-person meetings. So these are the dates that Planning and Zoning staff and our consulting team have identified to host community meetings, and we're looking for your help in identifying a location within each of the 9 commission districts to hold meetings on either of these days between 6 and 8 o'clock p.m.
Okay, and my last question, it says kickoff meeting under the planning process. Is that a meeting in addition to September 29th?
That meeting was, I apologize.
Last year?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
apologize.
I was
put it
wondering,
wrong.
I was like, I remember that first meeting, it was last year, so a
Yes.
couple of them, it says 26 on here, but I think it was supposed to be 2025. Okay.
Yes, 2025 for September 29th, 2025 for November 10th. So those meetings are in the past.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that correction.
Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate it. Mr. Brown, I just want to say thank you, you and the entire team out to Planning and Zoning, because This is much needed. You know, you've heard me talk lately about passenger rail, and when you're talking with GDOT, GDOT did a study saying that over the last 50 years, most of the development here in Georgia took place from I-20 north, but they predict over the next 50 years, development is going to take place from I-20 south, which is, of course, we're right in the middle of that. We're right, as we say, playing baseball, that's right in the sweet spot.
Yes.
So I appreciate you all doing this because it's much needed from a transportation, from a economic development, from a housing aspect, and I look forward to working with you all on the land use part of it as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and I appreciate you being here, Mr. Brown, and I appreciate the information, all the hard work y'all been doing over there.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. I hope you enjoy the swag item.
All right, we're going to move on to item 4, item 4A. This is appointment of authorities, boards, and commissions. A resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission appointing Willie Pitts, Margaret Ruyakers, and Shanika Wooten to keep Macon-Bibb beautiful board. That's my motion. Can I get a second? Got a second by Commissioner Wynn. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously, be sent to consent agenda. We have two alcohol licenses today. The first one is item 5A. This is the Fuel Haven Exxon, located at 3004 Deborah Ann Drive, Suite A. They meet all the legal and statutory requirements to get that. And of course, they've already been in existence. And at this time, attorneys do recommend approval. At this time, I entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Commissioner, who is that? Ms. Bailey? Commissioner Bailey, got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Be sent to consent agenda. Item B is Dalton Corp. LLC, doing business as Dollar General, number 9814, located at 1370 Gray Highway, Macon, Georgia. They have applied for a beer and wine license. They do meet all the legal and statutory requirements, and legal does recommend approval at this, and they're also a food store. So at this time, we'd ask for a recommendation to approve. Motion by Commissioner Wynn. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Stewart. Have a motion and second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Commissioners, we have numerous items. I'll say several. Items A through M that we'll be doing tonight with agreements. As you recall, during our budget presentation just a couple of months ago, we informed you that one of our priorities this year that we had funded pretty significantly was our IT department for obvious reasons. That's the environment we live in, state, national, federal, as well as some issues we've had in the past. So you can see the focus was going to be on that. As a matter of fact, you recently approved unanimously our director, who is here with us today, Ms. T. Watson, the IT director. And under her leadership, she has brought forth many measures tonight that you'll see that's already been passed in our budget. So this is just awarding the contracts to the folks that we already funded. So all this is in the budget. It's not new money. Just letting you know that in advance. And since there's numerous items, each of these are very particular items specific to the IT department, safety and security, and also employment. So I'll go through these one by one in a quick pace, but certainly stop me if you needed to. If we have any questions, I'll bring the expert up here to answer any questions for her, but this is her request. And T, if you don't mind raising your hand, just so everybody can see you back there in the back. Thank you for being here tonight. The first is item 6A. This is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Williams Communications for radio equipment in the amount of $204,800 to be paid from the SPLOST 2018. This is for public safety other, and of course, this is already in our line item there. Commissioner Hewitt has asked to sponsor that as well, so I entertain a motion for Commissioner Hewitt for that item. Commissioner Hewitt, I got you as a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Second by Commissioner, who was that? Commissioner Cook. I got a motion and a second. Also, this is state contract, and what state contract means is we're guaranteed one of the lowest prices there and don't necessarily have to bid these things out, but we have a prior relationship with Williams, so you'll see several of those contracts with them, but this is on state contract through procurement. We have a motion and a second. Commissioner Wynn?
Please.
As you as spokesman, we would do that. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion passes unanimously and will be sent to consent agenda. Item B is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Williams Communication, Inc. for the replacement of radio equipment in an amount of $137,277.52. to be paid from the SPLOST 2025 Public Safety Fund. This is for IT upgrade. Likewise, Mr. Hewlett has asked to be a co-sponsor of that. This time, we entertain a motion to approve. A motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Commissioner Bailey. Motion is second. Commissioner Cato, you have a question?
I do. And so it's really going to be about all three of them. I don't know if you can explain to me these contracts. I know he did somewhat of it, but what are we getting for this? Over the last 5 fiscal years, how much have we given to them? Last year, we just gave them some money. So some of it was for equipment, and I understand they got the 911 center, they got patrol, and they have everybody that used the radios, but I thought the radios equipment were replaced, and then they did some satellite towers not too long ago for radio. So that was taken from the 2018 spliced on the last one, and now this one is going into the 2025 fund. I'm just trying to see what all is it covering. Are they getting new radios? Everybody's changing out radios.
And Ms. Watson, if you don't mind, step up to the front.
Because I know a couple of years ago, they just changed out radios, and
Okay, we'll let her answer that
I'm
question.
trying to see what all is going to be in these contracts.
Okay, so, good evening.
Good evening.
And so as far as the radios go, we have a lot of radios, and they do need replacing. So we have police officers, firemen, radios get damaged. We have the batteries that go with the radio, so we have a lot of accessories that go along with the radio. So when you look at a radio, it's more than just the radio itself. It's everything that's within the radio and everything that supports the radios.
Okay. How often are we expected to change equipments? So is it going to be, I know you can't just give me a date like 2027, but are we expecting to change radios like every 5 years, every 10 years? I know technology is changing every day, and I understand the radio with the Williams Communication, but I also want to know, I heard you say it was a state contract, Mayor, but how do we make sure that we're getting the best price with the quality? And I know that they're a local company, and they've been here on Hillcrest for a long time. How do we get to bid it out just to make sure that we're getting the best quality of work and the best radio and the best people to do this?
So when I came on board in February of 17 this year, Williams Communication was already on board. And so I had conversations about bidding it out, and I looked over the work and the performance, all of the objective measures that they have been meeting, and the fact that, you know, the price is very competitive for what we're getting. So I think Williams Communications has been performing well. As far as the radios themselves, I can't tell you exactly when we will need to replace. As technology continues to evolve, we may need to replace them. But I have budgeted, I've tried to budget strategically to ensure that we are properly funded to take care of these items.
Thank you, Ms. Watson. And also contained in your packages, there's information about state contract, but while we've got the attorney here with me, I'll have him to give a little bit more information about what a state contract is and what it guarantees to local governments. Attorney McNeil.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the state contract program is a program run by the Georgia Department of Administrative Services. It's a state agency in charge of procurement for all state offices across Georgia. Williams Communication is actually the only vendor that is authorized. The radios that we use are a brand called L3 Harris, and Williams is the only reseller of L3 Harris brand radios in the state of Georgia. They divide up their territory, and so if you're buying that brand of radio that's compatible with our current system, you have to go through Williams, and then the state has actually done its own bid out to see you know, what radio companies are willing to give what percentage discounts to government agencies and local governments who buy their radio services. And so the state contract specifies a bid by Williams with a percentage discount that is standardized across all state and local governments in Georgia for L3 Harris radios, consistent with their territorial monopoly that they have on that radio brand.
Okay, my last question about this is, because you haven't gotten to see, but I'm just gonna go ahead and ask. Did these contracts come available at the same time? Because all three of them are on this agenda, and I'm just wondering why they were all on one agenda, this agenda. Did they all come about the same time?
They did not. Some of them are overdue.
It's just timing. And we have a new
Right.
IT director. We just did the budget, so we have to make sure that's in the budget, and the budget's been just recently passed. So it's all timing. So if there's no more question on this particular item, we'll vote on that. If you have another question on the next item, we'll address that. Item B, we have a motion second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries to be sent to consent agenda. Item C is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute a professional services agreement with Williams Communications for post-construction drone inspection services in the amount of $82,320 to be paid from the 2018 SPOS fund. Likewise, Commissioner Hewitt has asked to be co-sponsor of that. This drone is something that is needed because they fly around and they can see things that we can't climb up there and do. So quite obviously, that's a safety issue, but also a better way of getting up there to be able to do the visible inspection and save that information that we need. Commissioner Wynn, do you have a question or a comment?
I just wanted to be added as a co-sponsor of this and B.
All right. So we've got Commissioner Wynn, I'll let you be the sponsor of that. Commissioner Hewitt, you got the second on that. Any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. There's someone here on behalf of Anita Howard, District Attorney Howard. Okay. She's in a conference? I guess she won't be here. Okay, well, we have an item on here, item D, that she has requested that we put on here. We'll go ahead and put that item forth. If you need any additional information, we will not be able to handle that tonight. But this is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute a professional services agreement with Vera Casa Group, LLC, for public information officer and strategic advisor services in an amount of $54,000 to be paid from the district attorney's budget and other services, investigative informant fees line item. So she has a $54,000 in her budget, and she's asking for the money to be expended in this matter. Because this is a professional services and more than $25,000, it must come before this body of government. Mr. Katie, do you have a question?
I know you can't answer it, but just for the record, I think I just want to ask her why did she move it from the investigative informant fees? I guess I would need to know how much they have in that budget, or is that the whole $54,000 that they have, and are they not using it for the investigative services for the DA? I know you can't answer it, but
They have more than $54,000 in her budget. She's generally free to move things within her budget, but it must come before the commission on there. So she'd be the only one to ask that specific question, but I know she has more money than that in that particular line item.
okay.
So at this time, if we entertain a motion to approve, if y'all choose to. Motion by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Cato. We have a motion second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item E is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commissioner authorizing the mayor to execute a professional services agreement with Air Media Corp., DBA, HM Strategic Consulting, in an amount of $1,149,950,000 for IT staffing services payable from the information technology budget. Again, this is an item we budgeted for. This is an item that we need. We have currently been short anywhere from 11 to 14 employees in that department because, as you can imagine, a local government is very hard to be competitive with people who pay a lot more money outside of that in IT specialties. Thanks to the great experience of our new director and the contacts she's had, she's familiar with those items as being short, at least at the national level, and has a plan to be able to hire outside experts, I guess for lack of a better term, to do these types of jobs and actually save us about 3 positions, my understanding, to save some money as well. So I'll let Commissioner Cato begin with her questions, and if we need to have Ms. Watson come back down, we'll do so.
Ms. Watson, thank you for you just taking this role over, and we appreciate it. But out of this money, I just want to know, how many people do you expect to hire so you can kind of fill the gap with the shortage? And the different role, will you have anybody, are they all going to be like people that go in to the different places like the jail and the fire department? Are you going to have people that are just in-house that will periodically service our equipment?
Yes, ma'am. So that's the intent. So we'll have 11 people coming on board fulfilling various positions. And yes, we will set up a zone posture where we will have people rotating in and out to the various departments to ensure that we have proper coverage.
Okay. That's my only
Okay.
question.
Thank you very much. This time, we'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hewitt, second by Commissioner Bailey. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Was
Aye.
that Hewitt, was that Stewart over there? Which one? Okay. Both got that deep voice over there, and I hadn't heard Joey talk in a while, so forgive me. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries to be sent to consent agenda. Item F is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County authorizing the mayor to execute a professional services agreement with Granicus LLC from Government Experience Agent Setup Configuration and Software Services in an amount of $48,750 to be paid from the IT Department budget, web applications, professional services. At this time, I entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Wynn. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Bailey. Any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item G is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute a professional services agreement with Gartner, Inc. in the amount of $133,800 for executive programs, leadership team services payable from the information technology budget, professional services, consulting fees line item. A lot to be said. I told you there's a lot on IT today, so you're seeing the fruits of the work of the last couple of months. So this time, I entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Cook. We have a second. Second, Commissioner Cato. And Commissioner Wynn.
Did you say at the beginning of all these that these are already budgeted?
They are budgets, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
just wanted to make sure.
You already passed them. Now we're just employing the people that are going to be doing the work. So we do have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously. Be sent to the consent agenda. Item H is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute a professional services agreement with Progressive Communications, LLC, for managed network services in an amount of $37,032 to be paid from the general fund, non-departmental repairs and maintenance, software license and maintenance line item. They are a local company, by the way. This time, we'd entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Commissioner Bailey. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item I is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commissioner Katie, you have a question?
That one right there, the Progressive Communications
Yes, ma'am.
for managed network services. What network services are we referring to?
Mall annex.
It's for mall annex to provide IT for the planning and zoning, the library, regional commission, and the board of elections as required under their lease. Thank you. Go ahead.
Saying for the mall annex, what are they going to be doing?
They're already doing it, so they're managing the network. They're providing all the network services over there.
When you're saying network, what are you
Meaning like
referring to?
internet connectivity.
I'm just asking the IT people that you're currently going to employ. None of them can do any of that.
So this was an existing agreement prior to my arrival, and so that is something that we are looking at,
Okay.
but yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Stewart?
No, I just want to say thank you for the position that you're doing right now for the IT department. And I also appreciate the fact that most of these are local companies, I think you say, and hopefully of those 11 people that you bring on board, the greater majority of those will be local as well. Thank
We
you.
hope.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on. Where am I at? Aye, we got there yet? Nope. Resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute an amendment to the independent contractor agreement with Smallwood, Reynolds, Stewart and Stewart Associates, not our Stewart.
No relation.
For professional services.
All right.
You're probably related to him some kind of way. I'm thinking. Engineering and design services for the Phase 4 improvements at the Macon City Auditorium in the amount of $99,700. As you recall, we've been working on that project for just a moment, and I wouldn't say ran into an issue, but we have some engineering that has to be done to make sure that the proper equipment is moved in such a way to allow for the restrooms that we want on the first floor there. So this is just part of the process, hiring engineering, and that is where the money has come from. That's the 2018 SPOS funds that we're working out of for that project. Commissioner Cato? You have a question, Emma? Okay. So at this time, I entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Wynn, do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Stewart. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item J is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute an independent contractor agreement with Professional Paving Services, LLC, for asphalt paving and resurfacing services in an amount of $3,280,877.09 to be paid from the 2026 LRA grant funds and 2018 SPOS funds. Commissioner Cato, you have a question?
I do. I just want to know, with all this repaving and resurfacing, when we first did the list with the engineering department, some of the roads in my district, and like as well as District 3, they were on that list. None of the roads in my district have been paved yet. I've been out in Lizella area, and they're really paving them. So we're looking at Heath Road, we're looking at things over in the Bloomfield area. So can I get a list of the roads that they want to pave for this $3 million?
Yes, ma'am, that list is posted online. It was part of this bid process, and you should have already been able to review that.
I did, but they don't seem like they're going by those roads.
Yeah, they're going exactly by those roads to a T, and we have Clay Murphy who goes over each and every of those roads. We had 3 bids coming this week on bid number 8, 9, and 10 of that list. Remember, this is based on the robotics program that gave us the list of roads determined on the grade of that road, the length of that road, and the way it's traveled there. And as you recall, unfortunately for Bloomfield, the roads in the counties were in worse shape than the ones over in your area. But we have been grouping those, and I know they're already out in the bid set, as well as I know I've seen some already come across for East Macon as well. So if you look at all those, you can trace them back all the way from the first ones and see all the roads that are on there. But we keep dropping these things like every month, you know. And when I know we got 3 that we'll be awarding at the next meeting because they just got brought before to open up the envelopes this week.
I've taken a look at that list, and like I said, the first list what engineering did, it had our roads first. And then when they redid the list in September, probably that Labor Day weekend, then the list changed. So I'm just trying to see for my constituents when their road's going to get paved.
Yeah, I'm not really aware of any roads changing as far as any priorities. A list that you see may be in a different phase than the list that we've already got already on our agenda. So some of these have been dating back for a little while. All I can tell you is that we have a priority list. Clay Murphy, and our SPOS director, has been submitting those out in lumps of about $3 million because we wanted to make sure we spread these out amongst many contractors. And I have seen roads all throughout Macon-Bibb County, but they're on a priority based on the type of road it is and what type of condition the road is in. So I would suggest that you reach out to Clay Murphy. If you got a specific road in mind, he can tell you exactly what bid set it's going to be on. I know I personally check on those through our procurement website, and I can go on there and look at all the hundreds of roads that we've been paving. And it's exactly like what it said it was going to be, except sometimes we are getting more roads paved for the money because they'll use all the money and still have some left, and we'll add additional roads in the area in there. So if you have a street, say, if you're at Nesbitt and you also want to pave Alfred Drive, which is right there in Bloomfield in that area there, you would go ahead, and if you had funds saved in there, you would use funds to go ahead and do Alfred because the trucks and the pavers are already in that area, so you can kind of do it in a strategically area over there, not necessarily based on the priority, but because you got money left over in that area. But Clay would be happy to answer to that. I mean, he just left here probably 30 minutes ago, but he's here almost on a daily basis giving us an update on these SPOS projects. Okay. Thank you. Other questions? You don't have a question? Okay, go ahead.
If you'll turn me on.
I got you.
I mean,
Wait.
the mic.
All right.
I want to say that I'm very proud of what I see being paved, and you just made a good point. I wanted to say, I'll give you an example. Lock Choppy, which has been needing to be paved, and I was so proud when I went down there and it was paved. But they also paved the little side streets that were off there that weren't long ones because they were probably in the area and just took care of them. They probably needed it too. But I'm just proud of what I'm seeing around the community. I love Napier Avenue. I don't know if you've been down it, but it's great. So.
Well, I've looked at the GIS mapping, and I can tell you there's green paving lines all throughout all 9 commission districts. And some of those are LMIG, some of those, LMIGs are smaller sections that you have, and some of those are SPOS dollars, which are the long roads that you have. and some of those are LRAs. But we're making an attempt to do it in a very strategic fashion to make sure we do areas grouped together to get more bang for our buck. So I appreciate you recognize that. We do get a lot of compliments on there. Of course, every time we put out some information, our communications does a great job of communicating our Paving the Way project. Every time we do, everybody asks, but what about this road or what about that road? And believe me, I go to Clay Murphy and I look at the grades, and people will say, why come my road ain't paved? The road over here was paved. Well, and I look at the score, and one of them scored a 68, which doesn't necessarily means it needs to be paved right now, and the other one scored a 48. But you're never going to convince that resident that their road was not just as worse as the road 2 doors over. We rely on the technology there. Commissioner Bailey, you got a small question?
I just want to say one more thing about this, because when we go in and pave, we don't necessarily do the striping immediately. So
There's separate companies that do that.
just be patient, because I've had people like, we just pave a road and the next day they're calling like, they didn't put the stripes back on. Well, they will do it. It just takes a little while.
They are separate companies, so I appreciate you noticing that. Commissioner Bailey?
Yes, and thank you, Mayor. And before we move along from the roads, I just want to give some kudos to our engineers that are out there. I found out where they're located last week, and these engineers do a great deal of collaboration with us when we run into problems on these particular roads, on those lights. And big kudos to Western Stroud and the other engineers there. These engineers been with us well over 25 years, so I just want to take a moment to recognize their dedication to Macon-Bibb County, their dedication to service to us and helping us to complete the roads that we've done so far. It's an outstanding job. I feel great coming to work and getting off from work. No longer is my BMW being beat to death on the way up here, driving from Bellevue. That Napier Avenue is marvelous. It does make you feel really, really good. So Macon, please continue on enjoying the fruits of your tax dollars, you know, as we move forward, and hopefully we're going to get to everybody, and we're trying very hard to get to everybody within this administration. Thank you so much, Mayor. Say again?
Can't speed on that Napier Road just because it's paved now. But anyway, we have, and I was just looking at the green all over our city and county to show that it's been paved and all across. We're very concerned about that, but at the same time, the evidence takes us and the tests take us where we go. And that's what people have to realize, is that whatever the value of that road is as far as a grade, that's what we're using to do. So at this time, I need a motion to approve the contract. Can I get a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Mr. Cato. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously, be sent to consent agenda. Item K is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute an extension to the professional services agreement with Blue Cedar Counseling LLC at the original price of $1,000 per week for the provision of clinical treatment assessor services for the state court county probation officer through 2027, June 30th, to be paid from the state court probation budget, which has already been budgeted, professional services line item. So at this time, we need a motion to approve. And a motion by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Bailey. And just to let you know, this particular company responded to an RFQ a couple of years ago, request for qualifications. They were selected, and they've been renewing their contract and as the choice of the state court probation because they believe they've done a good job for the money that they paid them. And they should have the items that they do included in your packet. So we have a motion and a second. If there's no further questions, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item, where are we at? Item L, that comes out the K, right, all right. And I and L look the same with me up here. A resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to enter a professional services agreement with Bryant Engineering LLC in the amount of $117,000 to provide engineering design services for Heath Road Sidewalk Project, payable from the engineering department budget. Engineering services, professional services. Commissioner Cato?
I would like to be a co-sponsor, and Bryant Engineering is no kin to me. But I also want to know, what are they looking at the timeline? I was hoping that by the time these kids graduate from high school, that they would have a sidewalk.
Well, maybe if they're in 8th grade now, that may happen, but this is the first step in the process. I can tell you already from speaking, there are some challenges in that area with the ditches, with the poles. That school was not set up to be a walkable school by the school system. and there are some challenges there. So we want to make sure we bring the engineers there so we can be very strategic and see how we can phase this in to go ahead and address the most urgent needs over there. So this is $117,000. It's a nice chunk of change to put on that engineering process, and we're looking to see how far we can go between the two schools there. But I can tell you, just like we looked at Ayers Road, and we've gotten a lot of calls on that road, you've got some very challenging roads that we've had for a long period of time where you have ditches, you've got poles, you've got utilities, and you're going to have to take a lot of people's property, which costs a lot of money, but also creates some issues there to do these things. And of course, that's very uneven over there. So we're going to start the process. I can't give you a timeline because I simply do not know. But we can give you an update when the engineers come back and kind of give us some information. They're going to try to get some information on how long it's going to take, how to phase this in, and approximate cost of that. Because I've seen numbers up to $4 million, which would be way too much money to spend on the sidewalks there.
Please do. And I'm very concerned because I went out one morning and I not only saw kids walking, but they're riding their bikes, and they're in the road at 6:30 in the morning. Someone called me and I just went out there to look. I have to look myself. And I did see the kids riding the bikes, and some of the cars were, they weren't moving over like they should. So I would be concerned with those kids that the bus won't pick them up because they're in a radius, 1 mile radius of the school. So they have to, and their parents may already be at work or can't take them. So I'm concerned about them being able to have a sidewalk to walk to school.
I understand your situation. So the $117,000 is our first step in doing that. I think you had requested that to be done, and that's why we got it on the agenda. Commissioner Wynn?
Thank you. Heath Road, is it going to be the entire length of Heath Road for the sidewalks, and how long is that section? Do you know?
Likely not. We don't know yet. That's why the engineers are going to go out there. We asked them to look at the first neighborhood before West Side to the neighborhood closest to Weaver out there.
Okay.
I imagine it's going to be a challenge.
Because that's a
And
long section of road right there.
it's a long section, not just the money, because the money's not everything, but you got some real topography challenges there. You got some utilities and you got some ditches. Our team has ridden out there several times, and I've spoken to engineers about moving that project along. So we're just going to have to let the engineers do their job, and we'll sit back and do our job when the time comes to it. So I'm not sure, but that's kind of the area. I suspect we'll probably phase it in so we can begin some work and then build on it. It could be this on one side where the crosswalk goes to the other side. It may not be both of them at the same time. So anyway, we're moving right along with that. And we've got the sidewalk project coming up. We have all of our sidewalks looked at now. And we've got some movement on the Jeffersonville Road sidewalk. So we're excited about getting those accomplished as well. So at this time, I believe I need a motion to, nope. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by the twins on the left-hand side over here. You can choose. I got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries and be sent to consent agenda. Item M is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute a component change orders. Change is not necessarily the term I would use. To 1 and 2 of the construction manager at risk agreement with Barton Mallow Builders, LLC, for preliminary work and Phase 1 construction services for the Macon Arena project in total amount $28,262,438. As you recall, we told you there'll be several items coming before you on our agendas for the arena, and this is just one part of that, and there'll be several more coming before you. This is some initial work that's going to be done there to go ahead and get the project started. Some of that out of SPOS dollars that was already previously approved in the budget, and also out of the bond itself, which will be taken to market very soon. So each time we do these, as required, we'll come back before commission to get things approved, but this is the first step in the process. And many of you know we have a groundbreaking coming up. So Commissioner Bailey, your light's on first. You have a quick question?
Yes, I'd like to be added to this initiative.
Yes, ma'am, we'll put you on there. Commissioner Stewart?
Co-sponsor, please.
Put you as
Same here,
co-sponsor
too.
there.
Go ahead and add me, too.
Okay, we got Commissioner Wynn over there, too. Anybody else want to be a co-sponsor, let Ms. Ross know. But this time, we'd entertain a motion to approve. Got a motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Commissioner Bailey. Commissioner Katie, you had a question?
I do.
Okay,
I
go
know
ahead.
you said periodically they'll let us know what's going on, but in about 6 months or so, will they also give us an update on the amount of money that they've spent? So we'll know how we're looking as far as the amount of money that's been projected for the total of the arena? So can they give us an update in 6 months to a year on what has already been spent? So we'll know if we're going to be over, short, or I doubt if short, but The update.
We're not going to be over budget, I can tell you that. But certainly, we'll get updates on a regular basis to make sure that we're in line. Right now, some of this money is using to go ahead and purchase the steel. As you know, we have things going on in the world today that causes the price of steel to fluctuate dramatically, so we have to lock in that. And one of the reasons we got this on such an early agenda is we need to go ahead and place the order for the steel, because that's a large component of this arena, and we need to lock those figures in. But we stay on a budget, and we'll have some maximum prices to the commission soon on that. Our bond was approved for $350 million. We're taking that to the market soon, so we can get investors out there who I think are eagerly awaiting to purchase these bonds, and we can begin to do that. But we do a sure up on a regular basis, and once we get further on the process, 6 months is probably a good timeline. We certainly can keep the commission update on that, especially if we run into any kind of overruns. We'll certainly let you know that. But we're maintaining a very tight budget on this. So thank you very much. I got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and be sent to consent agenda. We're going to go on to purchase orders and change orders, and we've got A through F on that. This is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize mayor to execute a change order with H.E. Hodge Company for the removal and replacement of basketball backboards at Kings Park in an amount of $11,450 to be paid from the 2018 SPOS fund. Commissioner Stewart, since that's your district, you want to make that motion, sir? Got a motion by Commissioner Stewart. We have a second. Second by Cato. Is that who it was? We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it over there. A resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the issuance of a purchase order in the amount of $300,000 to Liberty Disposal for services related to disposal of waste on behalf of Macon-Bibb County to be paid from the Solid Waste Management Fund City Solid Waste Landfill. This is $300,000, and this is going for this year, upcoming year. This is for our convenience centers. And Liberty purchased the Meade Road transfer station from the previous owner, and they are a sole source for Macon-Bibb County, so this is who we have to use. So at this time, if you want to continue the convenience centers picking up the trash, we need to approve this. So get a motion to approve. Can I get a second? Got a motion and a second. I'll let Ms. Ross dictate who that's going to be. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. This next resolution is a similar resolution, but a little bit different. Item C is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to approve a change order in an amount of $93,000 to the purchase order for Liberty Disposal to be paid from the Solid Waste Management Fund, a solid waste landfill. This is for the landfill fees. This is for the same items, but what it is for last year. So last year, we did such a good job with people bringing things to the convenience centers. We went over a little bit, and we're just getting bills in. We typically, after we close our books around June, we'll still get some bills that come in. So this $93,000 is actually for some time in 2026, the last fiscal year, that we got coming in that we need to take care of paying for. So at this time, Commissioner Wynn, you have a question?
A sponsor on this and the last one too, please.
Yes, ma'am. We got you on both. We entertain a motion to approve.
Yes.
Motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Commissioner Cato. Any further questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Item D is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the issuance of a purchase order to Direct Technologies in the amount of $130,000 for postage database services for solid waste billing mailings to be paid from the Solid Waste Management Fund City, Solid Waste and Recycling Administrations and Communications. So this is a postage line item for $130,000. Seems like a lot of money. I'm glad I don't have to pay it personally, but we must do it. So at this time, we entertain a motion to approve. Commissioner Wynn, got a motion? We have a second? Second by Commissioner Cook. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously, be sent to consent agenda. Item E is a state contract as well. It's a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the issuance of a purchase order for $160,812.27 to SHI International Corp. for the annual renewal of managed Microsoft Azure and Argus Cloud Services for IT Department to be paid from the Information Technology budget, professional services line item. A lot to be said, but this is a renewal of a product that we had last year that we need to continue to do to continue this service. So at this time, I entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Bailey. We have a second? Second by Commissioner Wynn. We have a motion and a second. Any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item F is an ordinance of the Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize a supplemental appropriation in amount of $52,795 from general fund balance to the GDOT Omuggy Heritage Trail Grant Fund Professional Services to provide funding for additional engineering services for the Omuggy Heritage Trail project, authorizing the mayor to execute a change order with Cranston Engineering for additional engineering services. This relates to a bridge that we're going to be retaining there that must be inspected in order for us to keep that bridge for pedestrian crossing on the trails. So this time, we've got Commissioner Hewlett asked to be a co-sponsor of that, but I'll take a motion from anyone. Okay. We got co-sponsors and we got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Take a deep breath. Ugh. I'm trying some cherry cola and it tastes like a float or some ice cream float. Oh, too much information. But we're going to move on to item 8A. If you see me making a strange face, I bet that's why. Ugh. It's a great product, and we love Coca-Cola in Macon-Bibb County, so they're a great sponsor. 8A, a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the acceptance of a Council of Accountability Courts Judges State of Georgia Grant Award from the State of Criminal Justice Coordinating Council for 2027, an amount of $299,679, with matching funds an amount of $52,885 payable in kind, which means we don't pay any more money. They're using the money we already paid somebody as our match. So at this time, I entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Bailey. You have a second? Second by Commissioner Wynn. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item B is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the acceptance of the same Council of Accountability Court Judges State of Georgia Grant Award from the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council for 2027, this time in the amount of $169,074.20, with matching funds for $29,837 payable in kind as existing employee salaries to fund the Macon Judicial Circuit Family Treatment Court Program. At this time, we entertain a motion to approve that. Motion by Commissioner Cook, second by, who is that over here? I'm getting better, Cato. Got a motion and second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Item C is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the acceptance of a juvenile justice incentive grant for the State of Georgia Criminal Justice Coordinating Council for 2027, an amount of $365,114 with no local match awarded to the Macon-Bibb County Juvenile Court. And Commissioner Cato, you got infatuation for this juvenile. I knew you was going to ask a question, but I don't know the answer. Go ahead.
No, it's a question about all of it.
Okay.
So I know the grants are money that's coming in. My question would be, if you don't get a grant for it next year, I see where it says, some of them say salaries. At any point, do we inherit the monies for their salaries once, like if they don't get a grant for it next year?
If they don't get a grant, that person takes the job assuming that they're grant funded and they know that the grant runs out, their employment may run out in that particular position.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you very much. We have a motion? All right. This time I need a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Bailey. Can I get a second? Second by Commissioner Stewart. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. We have two minor changes to our code of ordinance, and I'm going to let Attorney McNeil go through both of those, I believe. Item 9A is an ordinance of the Macon-Bibb County Commission to amend the definition of commodity in Section 19.1 of the Macon-Bibb County Code of Ordinances so as to include software projects or products or services. And I'll let you go ahead. Let me turn your microphone on, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Let me turn it on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So back in 2021, this commission amended the procurement code to add commodity procurement as one of our approved methods of procurement. And we defined that to be limited to products that essentially they're the exact same thing wherever you get it from. So right now our code recognizes three classes of commodities. That's dirt, vehicles, and utilities. And so, if you're looking, for example, for a Ford F-150, it doesn't necessarily matter where it comes from. It's going to be basically the same thing. We are now asking the commission to add software and software-related products to that list. Y'all just voted a few minutes ago on the Microsoft Azure contract that we had to get through a state contract. But sometimes, it's some of the state contract vendors can be a hassle to deal with. And it doesn't necessarily matter where you get, Windows or Adobe Acrobat or whatever. It's the same product wherever you get it from. And so the commodity procurement process requires us just to get 3 quotes and to try and get the best deal that we can from for the county without, if it's going to be too much of a hassle to